welcome to the channel. This is Liminal Thoughts. Yeah, so I'll explain what the name Liminal Thoughts is, kind of the type of content you can expect to see from this channel, that sort of stuff. Yeah, so let's jump right into it. So the name Liminal Thoughts, I thought about it for a little while and came up with this name. The name Liminal Thoughts comes from, I guess, my idea of like what thoughts are, I guess. So like liminal meaning, you can pull up, I'll put up the definition according to Google, but essentially it means like a transition stage or like a starting stage, I guess, of something. So when I say liminal thoughts, it's like transition stage of something or like a starting stage of something. And so this channel is going to be like focused on talking about like having good intellectual discussion about like different topics, covering different concepts and ideas, eventually maybe having like other people on to like discuss and chat with, maybe eventually, I'm hoping this is kind of the goal, is to like build a Discord community where we can kind of like have different discussions about like important or maybe not so important discussion topics, and we can kind of just like converse and engage in like different dialogue that you might not typically engage in day to day. But yeah, and this channel is also kind of created for me, as humorous as it might sound. I essentially created this because I want to be able to like create these videos and talk about these different discussion topics, so that like in a few years time I can like watch it back or like listen back to it and like just kind of like see like how my perspective has changed, if it's changed at all, you know. And then like maybe depending like how far I take this channel, you know, I like touch back on kind of like the things that I maybe didn't talk about. I can like readdress stuff, that kind of stuff. So I guess like what you can expect to see on this channel are just like short, maybe long, I'm not too sure yet really, to be honest, videos like talking about like different important topics or things that I mainly just kind of find interesting. So this does not mean that I'm, you know, promoting that you need to follow step by step like what I say, because like who cares? Like it's literally just for me and like my opinions, I guess. So you can take my videos with a grain of salt. It's strictly my opinion for the most part. I don't think I'm really gonna bring up facts per se. I might, I'm not too sure. I'll make that clear though. But essentially like it's just gonna be like opinion based videos, things that I've like talked or like thought about and that I kind of just want to like explore and like discuss and like see kind of like what other people's opinions are. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you have to follow what I say, you know. So yeah, so that's kind of like what to expect. And then as for like what that will look like is probably just like voiceovers of like me playing like a video game, because I like to play video games. Big shocker, I'm a dude, I know. But yeah, I'll be probably playing like a video game, probably something like Minecraft. My idea was, and I don't know if this is gonna stick for sure, because I don't know if I set in stone with it yet. We'll have to see how it kind of goes. But yeah, so I think the idea is like I'll play like Minecraft, I'll start like a new world, and for each video like I'll be building something that kind of like represents like what I was talking about, I guess. So then by the end of like this series, which is called Open Tabs, which I'll explain what Open Tabs means in a second. But once I finish, or like, you know, throughout the season or the series of Open Tabs, which is like the name of the episodes that I'm calling it, like you'll be able to see like all the different types of builds and the different ideas and concepts that I talked about in all my videos. So it'll kind of be like a gallery walk essentially by the end of it, which I think is like a neat concept. I thought about like how I could apply it to different games. I thought about Fortnite because that's what I've been playing quite a bit. But I think Minecraft is just like the most standard kind of thing. But yeah, so I'm not too set on it for sure, but it's kind of an idea that I put out there. The name, I guess, Open Tab. Essentially, it's just like the idea that like have multiple different ideas and concepts that I want to like explore. So like, you know how like when you're on your web browser, like on Chrome, you like open a new tab to search something up, right? Like same kind of idea. Every episode is like a new tab kind of thing, you know, like it's a different thought. So I'm searching stuff up and I'm exploring that thought, you know, and like I might close that thought, so you might finish watching the episode, but you can always like come back to it and rewatch it. And the same thing's gonna apply to me. Like I might close the thoughts, I might just make the one video, but then like I don't know, like in a year's time or 2 years time, I might come back to it and be like, I want to address that. I want to talk about this a bit more in detail, you know, and I want to go into more depth about it. I can reopen that tab and do exactly that, you know. So yeah, that's kind of like where the names come from. So Liminal Thoughts and Open Tabs. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than like these videos are kind of just made for fun, but also like they're meant to like engage people, because the entire goal is, again, like I said, like to build that community. Especially like ideally it would be nice to like have like a Discord, but like even just building a community on YouTube of like people that just are kind of like like-minded, that want to just talk about stuff, you know, and it kind of gives them a space to talk about these things, you know. And I'm not gonna sit here up on a high horse and be like, oh, you need to think this, my opinion is better than yours. No, like I want to put these videos out so that people who might be experiencing the same or similar things that I might be experiencing, or maybe people that don't relate at all, I don't know, maybe they want to like challenge me, I guess. I'd be down to like totally talk with them and stuff like that. I think that kind of discussion is like really not really talked about a lot, because I feel like a lot of the time nowadays, like you try and have a discussion with somebody and they just immediately take offense to whatever it is that you're saying. So I guess just like the goal of this is just to like provide a place where we can talk about things without like taking offense. You don't always have to agree with the person's opinions, because I don't agree with a lot of other people's opinions, but I don't have to like hate on them, you know what I mean? So I guess this is just like a place where people can kind of just do their thing, you know? But yeah, so that's like a little bit about the channel, a little bit about me, and I hope you guys stick around. If you don't like this type of content, then I don't know what to tell you. I guess just don't watch it. Like, I don't know. But if you do, I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate the support. So, yeah, I think I'm going to end it here.